Hi, welcome to Article Reading for Juniors. This is Neil. Today we're going to talk about this article about a music school in Afghanistan that's trying to help the people of that country, which has suffered through years and years of war, become better through the practice and listening to music. We'll start with question number 1. As always, read the question first. The author characterizes the Taliban as all of the following except. So basically, you're going to look in that first paragraph where it talks about the Taliban and see which of those things does not fit with the writer's description of that group. So look at the question and see which ones describe that group. Does it describe them as musical in that first paragraph? It says its members beat musicians, destroyed instruments, and burned recordings of songs. That doesn't sound very musical. That's probably your answer, but let's make sure the others are wrong. So B, repressive. It says they are repressive right there on line 1. So we know B is wrong. What about very religious? It says they adhere to an extreme version of Islam. Islam is a religion, so we know that they are very religious. It's not C. What about violent? Does it say they are violent anywhere? Well, they're destroying instruments, beating people up, and burning stuff. That sounds pretty violent to me. So we know that B, C, and D are in the article. We're looking for the one that's not. And that's A, so we can be sure that A is the right answer. Moving on to number 2. The tone of this article is mainly what? So what is the tone? Now, the tone is how the writer is talking about his or her subject. Like what feeling the writer feels about the subject, and how you might read it if you were giving this article as a speech or something like that. So the article seems to be fairly positive. It's talking about this school, the people who go there, how that school will help the people in Afghanistan, and how music is important to the people in the country and to people in general, how music can help heal people. And in fact, in this last paragraph, it says, the Afghan musicians are full of optimism. Music can heal a nation that has been traumatized or damaged by war. Music can overcome social, economic, ethnic, and religious differences and unite the Afghan people. So this guy thinks that his school is going to help the country become stronger, become more unified, and heal from these years and years of war. So you can say that, in a way, the article is sort of a positive, hopeful, optimistic tone. So look at your answers. You've got A, annoyed. No, he's not annoyed. He feels positively. So we know that A is not the right answer. What about B, argumentative? Now, this writer doesn't seem to be making an argument. Instead, the writer seems to be just describing the school and how good it will be for this country. So it's not making an argument. It's not trying to get in a fight or get in a debate. So it's not B either. What about C, depressing? We said it was a hopeful article before. Depressing does not fit with that idea of this being a hopeful article. You'd get rid of C. Now we're left with D, which is hopeful. Now earlier I said optimistic, and you see optimism on line 64. So the article is pretty optimistic, and hopeful is a synonym for optimism, so you're going to choose D. And that's going to be the right answer. Now, the last one we're going to look at is number 7. Scroll down. This last question, in the final paragraph, Sarmast says that Afghan music, what? So what does he say that Afghan music can do? And if you look at it, it says very clearly, music can heal a nation that has been traumatized by war. Music can overcome social, economic, ethnic, and religious differences and unite the Afghan people. The right answer is going to be something like it can heal a country, or it can bring people together. It can unite these Afghan people? Let's look at the answers. Can end conflicts. Well, bringing people together is another way of saying ending conflicts. So I'd say that A is a pretty good choice. Let's look at the rest, but I'm going to go ahead and select A. Can heal the sick. Now, we did say it can heal a nation, but we're not saying it can really make sick people feel better. Rather, we're saying that it can bring people in a country together and stop fighting with each other. Instead, work together peacefully. So it's not B. What about C? Disturbs people hurt by war. Let's see, what does it say? It can heal a nation that has been traumatized, and traumatized means hurt by war. So does it disturb them? No, it says it can heal them. So C's probably not right. Get rid of it. And D, is always bright and optimistic. Now, Sarmast is an optimistic person, but it doesn't say that music is always bright and optimistic. Watch out for that word always. If you see it, you need to go look at the passage and make sure that the passage says something always is true. If it doesn't, an answer choice with always in it is probably wrong. Okay, that's all we're going to talk about today. If you have any more questions, be sure to go to the forum link at the bottom of the page or send us an email at readingcare.com. Again, this is Neil, and I'm so glad to be able to talk to you, and I can't wait to talk to you tomorrow. See you later.